Hello, everybody, and welcome to At the Table with Jennifer McQueen. I'm super excited to be here with Wendy Eklund. Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, everybody.
As we know, Wendy is the founder of Legislation Take Action, and you can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to make sure you stay updated on everything you need to know. And you are going to want to, because after we give you today's update, you'll want to know what comes next. And then, of course, you can find them also on homeschoolconcierge.com/legislation. Okay, so like I said, of course, I'm excited to be here with Wendy, but unfortunately, under these circumstances, we have yet more legislation to fight. Okay, so really quick, over the holiday weekend, AB167 and SB167 popped up and reared their ugly heads, were then rushed into hearings on Tuesday, and now we know the bills must be adopted by September 10th, which, yes, as you know, is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, Wendy, we have three main concerns, of course, out of this 158-page bill. So we're going to whittle it down. You're going to kind of focus us in on these three main concerns and what we need to know. So the first one we're going to discuss is the emergency ADA attendance credit. Okay, what can you tell us about this?
So this new budget trailer bill precludes schools from receiving any of the so-called emergency ADA for COVID, and it goes retroactive to September 1st. So if students have been missing school, the schools will not get paid for those students. The only exception in this current bill is that the teachers, if they have to miss school because the teachers are quarantined or the teachers can't be there, then the school will get money, but the students are not allowed to miss school.
So basically, if the teacher misses, the school can get the money, but if the student misses, they cannot.
Yeah, so the teachers matter, but students do not.
Okay, so and I can also only imagine, what kind of unnecessary pressure families may feel now to attend and be there, because the schools, of course, want the students to be there so they can get the money.
So they can get paid, right?
Okay.
They should be paid if the students are at home doing a packet, or if the students are at home doing some kind of online learning, the school should be paid.
Yes, well, absolutely, agreed. Okay, so let's move to the second main concern here. So also, the ADA during quarantine will only apply to classroom-based charter students, but not to non-classroom-based charter students or non-quarantine independent study students as well. And now I know this falls only one of them, so talk to us a little more about this.
So this kind of fix, it's not really a fix in my opinion, but this fix is only in the AB or the Assembly Bill version of this trailer bill. And as you guys remember, the trailer bills are dumped into two bills, one that's traveling on the Senate side and one that's traveling on the Assembly side. They typically have exact language. This one, however, does not. The AB version is a little bit different than the SB version. And the SB version is being held up in the Assembly by our favorite, Patrick O'Donnell, because he hates charter schools and especially non-classroom based charter schools. So he's not putting this fix in that version of the bill. So it will be interesting to see what happens if the bill tries to go to the governor and tries to be approved with different language in two bills. So how this currently sits is that the money is supposed to follow our children, but the school won't get money. The child would have to contract COVID first and then go into independent study, and then the school would get the tax dollars. So that just doesn't make sense. If you're out and you've had a COVID test and you're waiting for the results, you shouldn't be forced to go to school if you don't want to go to school and you don't want to pass it to someone else. So it makes no sense to trap our children into going to school in order for the schools to get paid.
Okay, so this kind of falls a lot into my previous comment too, is like, I still see a lot of unnecessary pressure now put on families to attend in person when they don't feel comfortable. Okay.
Yeah. So if you don't feel comfortable, this bill makes it so you can't choose to put your child into independent study. They can
Yes.
only go out if they have COVID or they're being quarantined.
Right. One more way to take away choice. All right. Yeah, let's go to the third one. This one is really big for, I will honestly say, for me personally. So it has a tiered re-engagement strategy that expands the participation tracking, but I would say for me personally, even bigger, it includes this synchronous instruction requirement. And, it concerns me a lot because this would, for me and for a lot of people, mean that like my 3 non-classroom based charter school learners will now be required to participate in synchronous instruction 3 days a week. So this, of course, would be a big concern for me. Can you talk to us a little more about this and what these requirements mean and how they could affect us?
So I think you all remember AB 130 back from July that we were trying to oppose and get changed. And that had the tiered re-engagement. And it also included the part where our schools were required to offer us synchronous learning. So a lot of our schools started this online learning for our students. But it wasn't required for our students to attend. The schools were just required to offer it. This new bill is going to require that our students are engaging in 60% of that online learning that our schools are offering. So they have to attend at least 3 days a week. So that is a big deal because right now it's been optional if our students want to go or not. And now it will no longer be optional.
Yes, it feels like just yesterday I was sitting in front of the screen with you saying happily, so this bill says that it has to be offered, but it's optional and we don't have to participate. And now fast forward a very short amount of time, and by tomorrow, we could be told that now not only is it required, but it's required 3 days a week.
Right. This is definitely taking the independence out of independent study. So,
okay, I just want to take a minute to say how irritated I am that yet again, as a non-classroom based charter family, we are being penalized for the distance learning issues that came up during COVID when you had brick and mortar schools doing this distance learning. And now all of a sudden non-classroom based and independent study learners are being lumped in and coined with this distance learning. And it's being completely overlooked that for decades, this type of learning has been occurring successfully and in a very, very different model than what distance learning is. So here we are, we have these legislators, instead of taking what we have been doing successfully for decades and telling brick and mortar distance learning that you need to model after what's already successful. They're telling the already successful group, we want you to model and now abide by what we need to fix in an issued program that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous, ludicrous. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to jump ahead. We want to, of course, talk about what we can do and how we can stop this. But I really actually want to jump ahead really quick and just take a moment to remind everybody that we do have a really, really exciting free workshop coming up through Legislation Take Action. So it will help you prepare to run for office. This is going to be presented by Wendy Eklund and Gary Davis. We encourage you to attend because this is the exact reason. This is going to happen September 18th at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can register now at homeschoolconcierge.com. This is so crucial because why, Wendy?
Well, I think a lot of us think that I couldn't run for office. I don't know how to run for office. But you know what? A lot of these legislators, take O'Donnell, for instance. He's the man who keeps bringing us all of these heinous bills that are basically making the way we educate our children impossible. And he started out as a school teacher. He was a parent. So if he can do it, we can do it. And we just need to learn how to do it and the steps to take. And that's what Gary's going to help us do on the 18th. So even if you've never, ever, ever considered it before or thought, oh, it would be I would love to be able to make a difference, but I just couldn't do it. Just come and hear what Gary has to say and then determine if it's something you can do or not. It's only 2 hours on a Saturday, and we definitely need more people, real people, to make real change in California, to defend what it is that we find important for our families, because these legislators, they just keep taking away our rights to make decisions for our children.
Yes, absolutely. So again, September 18th, 9 to 11. I know I will be there. It has definitely sparked a fire in me. I am one of those people that has kind of thought, you know what? I think I could. I probably could. I definitely have the interest, but I have zero idea where to start, what to do, how to even go about it. And I think a lot of times when you have that, it just prohibits you from even trying. So this is a perfect free opportunity to check it out, find out some info, and just sort of even see if it's something that's right for you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you care about your kids, you care about your life, you care about California, and you care about other Californians, you are the perfect person for the job. So
exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I totally agree with what you're saying. You don't have to previously already be some quote unquote politician. It is us. We start from here. All right.
Very good. You don't need to be a lawyer. Like, also just take, for instance, like Jennifer and I knew nothing about legislation until I started seeing what our legislators were doing. When I went up for that first homeschool bill, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't even know how our system worked. And I feel bad that I didn't know. Now that I'm seeing what they've been doing, I should have been paying attention long before that, but I didn't. So we can teach ourselves all of these things. We are homeschool moms and dads. We can do this.
Yes, we are very used to a world where we teach ourselves.
Where we teach ourselves, yep.
All right, so let's jump back to now these bills. So Wendy, tell us, we all want to know, what can we do and how can we stop this? Because obviously this is a very, very immediate, emergent need, because again, these bills need to be adopted by tomorrow. So what can we do?
So I'll start with the silver lining. At least it won't be a long, drawn out fight. We only can make our phone calls and send our emails today and tomorrow. So if you can just take 5 minutes today and tomorrow to contact your legislators' offices. Now, don't forget that you have a California Assembly member and you have a California Senator, and you need to contact both those offices. Sometimes in the past, it's been, oh, you're only contacting your Assembly member right now because that bill is only on the Assembly side. This bill is actually 2 bills. So remember when you call that you're calling about AB and SB167, and that you're calling both your California Senator and your California Assembly members' offices. Now, we don't have a specific fix that we're asking them to fix because this bill just came out. What we want to ask them to do is to protect the independent part of independent study for our students who have been part of independent study programs long before COVID, long before school closures, and these programs work. Share with them how the programs have been working for you in the past. I mean, I was in a charter school for 12 years with my children. I can share all of the wonderful experiences we had, how the district program didn't work for my child, how I had to have this independence. So share those personal stories, and keep in mind that you are probably only going to be talking to your representative staff members, but that is okay. Do not be frustrated that you're talking to a staff member, because they have the legislator's ear. So you just get to know them. You let them know. You tell them your story. You're very kind, you're very nice to them, and you get your point across that you need your representative to understand that your child does not need to be in synchronous learning 3 days a week.
Yes, that would be me. And you can guarantee I will be making some serious phone calls today and tomorrow. Okay. So
and if you have a little extra time, I think it would be nice of all of us to call O'Donnell's office and let him know that we do not want to be forced to do this synchronous learning. We want the money to follow our students, whether they're actually sick or whether we decide to hold them out, and that we want him to stop trying to close down our schools. Say it nicely. His office can be a little touchy sometimes, but I think it's time to inundate his office with phone calls.
Yes, I love that encouragement. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about when you go to this website that we see on your screen, and also, of course, we will put a clickable link with this video to make it easy for you. But just maybe give us a little bit of a rundown of what it's going to look like, so we don't get confused when we're on there and sort of trying to find our way around.
So this is actually a form that's put out by the government to help everyone be able to find their California legislator. So keep in mind that you also have California reps in Washington, D.C. That's not who we're calling. We're calling our reps here in California. So this is the link to find those reps in California. And when you fill out this form, all you do is put in your address, your whole address. It pops up 2 names, and one is your senator and one is your assembly member. It has a link for each of them, and it goes to their website. On their website, you're going to want to call their Capitol office. And so usually the phone numbers are way down at the bottom. So you're clicking from this page to the website for your senator and your assembly member. And then you're going to the bottom to find their Capitol office phone number. If you can't get an answer at their Capitol office, leave a message and then try all of their district or their like regional offices and try and talk to someone there. There's also on each one of their websites, there's an email form that you can only use if you live within their district. So go ahead and put in a little note in there, say that you're writing in opposition of AB and SB167 because it's going to hurt your children and it's going to require them to have synchronous learning when they've been in independent study for 12 years or however long it's been. So put a little note in there as well. So they've gotten phone calls and they've gotten email messages.
Okay, perfect. So get on top of it. Get that done today. If you have any time to do it, please, please, please. And I know that I am wondering, so just so we tell people, we know we have until tomorrow, but like even down to the time, do we need to make sure we do this first thing? When will we have any info? What is going to happen tomorrow?
Well, I would do it as soon as you can. So as soon as you watch this video or see the post, go ahead and make those phone calls and send those messages. If you see this today and it's Thursday, do it today and then do it again tomorrow when you wake up. If you don't see this till tomorrow on Friday, just do it when you see it, even if it's later in the afternoon. I imagine with so many bills going through or trying to go through that they're going to be working late tomorrow. So I don't see any reason that we shouldn't be calling them all day long. So just do it when you can. Yes.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So all day today, all day tomorrow, both days, make your calls, send your emails, both your assembly member and your local senator. Let's inundate their offices with phone calls and emails. Okay. Also,
and I don't think there's anything wrong with calling the Capitol office. If you get a hold of someone, then call the district office too. Introduce yourself. I live within your district. I am a constituent, and I know you want to hear from me. Yes.
Okay.
And ask for names. Get names of the people that you're talking to and write those names down. You'll see that the more that they keep presenting these bills, the more you're going to get to know their staff. And sometimes they're actually happy to hear from you. So write down their names. Be like, hey, Edwin, this is Wendy calling again. And yeah, they actually know my voice now when I call her. Like, oh, it's Wendy. So yes.
Okay, very good. I love all this info. Okay, this is really good stuff. So we need to get involved. We need to get active. Again, I want to say, please, please, please make sure to follow Legislation Take Action on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You'll get all your updates. There are links, how to find all the info we talked about today, links to find your rep, links to read the blogs, links to get more info, and also, of course, to be updated. I'm sure, hopefully, we will come with the next video of some success and some good news. But either way, you will definitely hear an update from us, so you will know what is going on and what to expect.
Oh,
hi. Go ahead.
And don't forget, if you're feeling discouraged or you're feeling like not confident enough to call, that literally text me or call me and I will help you determine that you can do it. Or if you have questions, need to understand something better, or if you talk to your legislator's office and they have questions and you want to talk to me and then call them back, or if you want to loop me into an email with them, whatever, I am always available to help. So Jennifer will put my number in the post for us. Thank you.
Yes. as always, because, you know, we like to give people a way to get in touch with you any way, shape, or form. Okay. Yes. Very good. Visit the website. Find them on social media. We'll give you Wendy's phone number so you can call, you can text, you can always get all the info that you need. Okay, before we close out, I do want to take a moment just to sort of put in a little personal anecdote to our viewers. Okay, so I just want to say, I know for me personally, I always appreciate, one, the time you take to even meet and do these videos and give us all the info. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I mean, there is a lot of back work that has to go into finding out the information before you and I even get in front of this screen. One example I'll give, like yesterday, I texted Wendy. I'm like, Wendy, we got to talk about this AB and SB167. I need to know the info. And Wendy was like on a field trip with a group at Knott's Berry Farm, on her phone, listening to recordings of the hearings and, you know, recording little tidbits and uploading it to a Google Drive for us to look at. I mean, she's doing this on her own personal time and for free so that we can come here and give accurate information. And it really extends beyond this as well. It extends to accepting all the phone calls, all the emails, all the text messages, being so available. And then even more than that, everything on Homeschool Concierge. Like, for example, the workshop that we're all going to be going to on September 18th so we can change legislation forever. You know, that is free. There are countless other workshops, webinars, articles, information that Wendy is always putting out and posting for free. So on that note, I would like to please just invite and encourage everybody to go to the homeschoolconcierge.com website and donate what you can. Anything helps. Yes, it's really important to me. I know we never talk about it. And I know I just wanted to take a moment to encourage everybody to support this cause, support Homeschool Concierge, support Legislation Take Action. They literally ask for hardly anything from us. So a little bit of financial support will go a long way. So again, I just want to personally encourage everybody to support so that we can continue to have all these amazing free resources. Like I said, I know I appreciate it. Okay, so please follow us on social media. Follow and subscribe, of course, to At the Table with Jennifer McQueen. We're going to be giving you all of your updates, what you need to know about AB 167. I know for sure we're coming up soon with more updates about the School Choice Initiative and what we can do about that. You can always email me at thetablejm@gmail.com. Okay, thank you so much, Wendy, for being here and for talking about this. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day. Get on the phone.
Yes. Call right now.
Yes.